Miami's Community News, and I'm Michael Miller. And today we have a very special guest, Juliet Bedard from Miami-Dade Wolfson campus, and you are the workforce manager in the MDC Works technology and innovation arena.
That's correct.
We got it right. First of all, let's talk about what you do and how that impacts not just the students, but the community at large.
Thank you. So like the main idea and like the main what I do in my role, I help students to find the jobs and jobs in technology. And it's not only that it's my job, it's my passion. And I do also a doctoral research just how to help the minority underrepresented communities to get into the jobs that they dream about. And that's why they're going to college. So we're doing like many steps to support them, right? We work with the companies. We're asking how we can develop the better curriculum, what skills students need, what we need to work with them, help us to prepare them. And companies are usually very good and flexible, like helping us out, navigating us, and then we're bringing all our knowledge to the students. They're coming, they have no idea like how to find the job, what to start with. They have like a very good foundation, many of them very talented. They just don't know where to start.
I was reading some reports recently where a lot of top executives were interviewed, and they were asked, is a four-year degree required? And the answer was no. What we want to have is people that can do the work we need to get done. So Miami-Dade, you're training these students to be able for them to get jobs, and it's not just a job of today, but it's a job of tomorrow and in 5 years and 10 years from now. And so, how do you find those students, and two, what is it you do specifically with them so they can gain the confidence to be able to learn?
It's a good question. So it's a process, and this is what I tell students like all the time. So be prepared that you are not just coming to see me and then magic happens. You need to put like the hard work. I do have all of the resources, I do have the knowledge, I have the opportunities, but you the one who will do the job. So we're setting like we're doing many workshops like where we're introducing ourselves, like me and like the another like members of MDC Works, like our team. We're explaining like what the process of looking for the job, looking for the internships, what kind of like fundamental knowledge they need to have, what the skill set they need, what the resume should look like. And then we're asking like to meet with us like one-on-one. When we're meeting one-on-one, we're going through their academics, we're going through their goals, because that is important too, because like company invests right now a lot in professional development. They are looking for young talents because the market is very competitive and they want to hear the fresh ideas. And like to do that, students need also to know how to articulate his idea, how to articulate what they learn in school, what they learn on their own, because like I work for like tech and innovation, so it's many tech jobs. And many of our students, they start earlier, way before like they went to college. They start coding, they play video games, they're playing, like doing some personal projects. So when they're coming, they have a lot, but we need to dig in and ask, what do you know? What skills do you have? Not always it is on the resume right over there. And very often they don't even have that resume.
So, and what I'm sort of hearing is they may have the skill, but if they don't have a way to communicate it with and be able to talk with and talk to employers or future employers, they may not be found out because they don't know how to share that with the potential employer.
Exactly, and you brought a very good point saying that the employer is not looking for 4 years degree, because we do have many students who got the jobs in the big companies doing this 4 years degree, so they're not there yet, but they need to know how to articulate, how to communicate. And very often students, it's their first job, they don't know what to say, they have like you know, that imposter syndrome. They also think sometimes, oh, if I learned, let's say, Python, but I didn't do it at school, then I should not put it on the resume, or I shouldn't bring it to the interview. And that's where we're helping them out. And I'm like telling them, like, no, if you have the skill, it doesn't matter where you learn it. You need to talk about it. You need to talk about your projects. You need to know like what you can do, and then don't judge yourself. Let the employer be the judge and see, because employers are looking for the one who wants to learn, who has that desire, who wants to improve, and very often that's our MDC student.
Good. So you have some partnerships with local organizations. Tell us about some of those partnerships.
Yeah, like so we're partnering with many companies, local. So basically we're emailing them, introducing ourselves. We're having like leading missions where we meet them. So it's many different ways. And then we start building the conversation. So like, you're looking for the talent, let us help you. We do have the bachelor programs at MDC. We're very hands-on experience. So you may get someone from us. And like usually companies like, they want to support the communities. They're like, having this conversation, they're saying like, okay, let's start with this skill set. Let's give me a couple students who are in your bachelor programs, and we will see from there. And then we always ask for the feedback. We tried surveys went somewhat well, not well, but then, when you're building the relationship, the conversation's happening. They're saying like, look, I like the student, but maybe additional coursework will benefit them. Or maybe like try to tell them that they need to polish one or another skill. So then I am just like talking with the student, and then we're circling back. It's always about follow-up and just building the relationship.
So Juliet, tell us about Parker Dewey.
Parker Dewey. Okay, that's how we get there. So before you get into a big internship, right? All employers will tell you the same. They have a minimum job requirements. It's great that you're having the degree, but you need to have a minimal skill set. And that's where sometimes we're having the problem, because students, they don't have that experience yet. So what to do? We find like a great opportunity. It's a micro-internships. And micro-internships, it's usually like a project-based learning. Could be done several ways, and I'm happy to share about that. And they're like, usually it takes between 10 hours and 40 hours for that project. And we partner with a couple organizations like Parker Dewey and Extern.
So the students would go there for that 10 or 20 hours, and that would be their internship there and trying to put together a project. So the places where they would go to do that, is that a potential employer, or is that a company that says, listen, we're happy to help out so we can help train some of these students?
Could be both ways. So at MDC, we have like a different direction. So we partner with these two platforms, and on that platforms, any employer can come and post the project. And for student, it's super easy. They just need to log in with their MDC login and apply for any projects. The process is not the same as for regular internship, which may take months. With Parker Dewey, it's super fast. Like, you can apply today and you can be approved for the project the same week, if not the same day. And they can start working. So they don't need to quit the job if they have the job. They don't really need to adjust the schedules, because like usually you have a deadline and then you can work like with your schedule. It's a very great opportunity. And it's also a learning opportunity, because like very often, like, they learn the foundation in college, but let's say the software engineering, are they planning to be back end or front end? And they don't know about that. And like only like doing these micro internships, they actually find out like what they will be the best fit.
Okay, and we have going across the show right now the website address where students can go. All right, so if they're interested, they can go to, it's info@parkerdewey.com/MDC students.
Yeah, that's correct.
Way to go, Rochelle. I'm sorry, Danny, Miami-Dade graduate right over there. All right, so talk about, if you would, approximately how many students have been involved in your programs?
So for the last year, we had over 300 students.
No kidding. Good
yes,
for you.
who've done that, who used that opportunities. It's between Parker Dewey, extern, and we also run micro-internship for our entry-level students who just like get in college, who are not doing bachelor yet. They're in associate program. It's like usually their first or second semester, and they want just to know like what is that, like how to get those projects. So we have School of Global Business who is running micro-internship like a class. So the students just gonna go take the class. First 4 weeks they will be just learning what they need to know in the class, and then for another 4 weeks, 4 or 8 weeks, depends like on the class, they will do some sort of micro-internship.
And students never know when a potential employer is ready to act right then. I can tell you that when people walked in, I said, "Can you do this?" They go, "Yes." I said, "So go in and do it." That's all. Figure it out, just like that. And so that was 2 out of 3 hires. And then about a year ago, somebody comes over and said, "Listen, can you offer this internship to this young man?" I said, "Okay." And so I said, "But it's only an internship for this week, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day." I said, "Okay." At the end of the first day, I offered him a job. It's getting there, being ready, all right, and being able to do your best when you walk in. And tell us about how how the students should present themselves and what they should be wearing, and how to have a conversation with the company that said, "Come and do an internship with us," short one or a longer one, and how they should communicate, or how they can communicate with the potential employer.
Yeah, so that's an interesting question as well, because like since I sort of work with the tech students, and in tech, like many of the companies and employers, they're like, they're not wearing the suits, they're like, very easygoing, and the students of course getting that idea. So I can go to the interview just like in my casual jeans and t-shirts or something, and actually no, that's what the first thing I'm telling to the students: look, they already have the job, but you're the one who is looking the job, so you have to look professional. So it's going to be like a suit or like a dress shirt and the pants, just to do the best as you can. And when you're coming for the interview, first of all, listen to the questions. Like, you need to use your comprehensive skills. If you didn't get the question, just say simply, "Could you please repeat the question?" And then talk about yourself, talk about like what have you done in college, why you're interested in tech or in business, in any field, like where the interest sparked, and like what are you doing, why did you pick Miami-Dade College, like, and what are you looking like in terms of joining this company, that you're looking to join like a talented team to improve your knowledge, your skills, and be specific and talk about like what you already know, or like looking forward to grow in which area.
I'm sure you've had quite a number of success stories with some of the students. Can you share some of those stories with us?
Yes, absolutely. So we just had one of our students who did like a regular internship, but I'm pretty sure he did the micro-internships like before, but he did the internship with one of our partner company, Data Remote, which is at Kendall. It's local company, and they offer him a job as a software engineer. So that was like literally happened last week, and I guess he's starting next week as a full-time employer, which is huge success. Another success story, that like one of our IT student, like who just got hired for IBM, which is also huge. That means like that, we have a talent, but we also do something right, because like it's recognized by big companies, and students are getting the jobs while they're in college. They are not graduates yet.
That's wonderful to see that. So again, explain how the MDC Works facilitates the students and the potential employers, and in this bigger picture, how you get these students throughout Miami-Dade and throughout and Broward County and the rest. What is it that you do to help them with these next steps?
So we're trying to start as early as possible. So we start with the orientation session when the student just joined. Like in tech, we're focusing on bachelor students. So when students transition to the bachelor, they're doing the orientation. We're coming, we're introducing ourselves. We're talking about the services that we're offering and what kind of like help they can get. Also, we do have a weekly communication. So because Miami-Dade College is huge, and so what we're trying to do, we understand like physically we don't have the capacity to reach out for everyone, but what we can do, we can put email together on the weekly basis with what needs to be done in the resume, what employers looking in terms of the interviews, other tips, like, talking about the different companies and opportunities, inviting them for networking events, and also sending them the job links to the jobs or internships. So students start paying attention to it. They start like having the appointments. Then we're offering like the series of workshops like on professional development, on networking opportunities, interview tips, and then it depends. We're trying to get like individual approach, at least give a little bit like of time to help each individual students to get their to get to their goals, to get to their dream jobs. We're also offering like a mentorship program. With that one, it's very unique, but we ran already that mentorship program for 3 semesters.
So the mentorship with somebody at the school or an potential employer?
Both. So we do both, because when we matching the student with the employer, we already need to know that the student can use this time as best as they can. So they will know their goals, their professional goals, and they can share it with the employer. Employer can just like navigate and try like to share their experience, so the conversation will be productive. So for our mentorship, we're taking like 3 weeks, first 3 weeks, and we're working on the professional development, on the soft skills, or teaching students how to communicate, just to know exactly what they want. Then they meet with some of the professionals in the field for the technical interview, or like just to help them out like a little bit, like to present themselves better technically. And then we're doing the company tour and matching them with the potential employer, just to get like a little bit like of the mentorship there.
So often young people, middle-aged people and old people need to know they're not alone. So, and quite often, especially younger people, they may be a little lost as they're trying to find their way. So with that mentorship program, you keep people pretty well focused in on what they're looking for and to get them to this next level, whatever level that is. So when you have that success with those students, tell us about what you feel inside as far as what you've been able to accomplish.
I feel that I found my professional calling, and that what I do is the right thing, not only like for helping others, but also for myself. I feel like, fulfilled and very, very happy, because, I measure my own success by these success stories. So their success, it's like my personal success. Like professional, yes, it's also professional, but like it's a personal success.
So this is deeper than this is just a job.
Oh no, that's not the job for me. I was kind of like I did change my career, but it was can I share?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So why the micro-internships and project-based learning actually is very, very important for me. So when I started working very, very early in Ukraine, like, as a child labor, whatever you can call it. But I really wanted to do it because I wanted to help my family, and I really like to...
That was in Ukraine?
Yes.
When did you come to the United States?
So I would say that I made a decision to stay about 7 years ago. But I was coming and going for a little bit. So, but yes, it was in Ukraine, so I wanted to feel independent. I started working very early, and when I got into college, I made a decision look, I want to do I don't want to work for retail or anything like that. I want to use my talent, and I became a freelance author. Just I started looking for the different projects, write the articles, and in a couple of years, I became an editor for a big media company, and it was quite interesting time, right? Like after working there for a couple of years, I started asking myself a question: is that's it? Like, should I grow here? Or I am doing like a different degree, like, and I started looking for what exactly my professional calling, and somehow I found that I actually want to help other students with like the similar background as me, who didn't have like many opportunities to follow their dreams. And there was like an opportunity in my home university, and I just joined them. And when I moved to United States, I knew for sure that I want to continue career in higher ed.
So, Julia, lots of times when people are so moved like you are, they either had support growing up and had mentorships, and frequently it was just the opposite as well, which is I didn't have it, but I know how important it is. So tell us about your growing up and as far as who helped you along that way.
So you mentioned a good point like that. I didn't have, on one hand, I didn't have much support because my parents were working like full time. My grandparents were working full time, and what my parents tried to do is like just to add like as much extracurricular activities as possible.
So you went from not getting as much support as you wanted, and you noticed it was vacant, to providing this mentorship and leadership to virtually hundreds of students. And when you help a student, you've also affected their whole family. Their folks, the siblings, the aunts, the uncles, and in this bigger picture, organizations. So when you help that student, he belongs in a company, everybody has a little touch of you in there, because they may not remember your name, but they can remember how they felt about what you did. So, by the way, I don't know if we mentioned to you, I think we did, that my grandfather was from Ukraine, by the way. And it was interesting as we look back that people that come to the United States, by whatever method, so many of them are driven, all right, that they want to be successful. They want to be the best they can be, because that's one of the reasons they're here, because they want something more. So let's look down the road for you in a couple more years. Tell us about what you'd like to see take place in the department.
So I definitely want to scale up and have what we're doing on the larger scale, and just have it available for everyone. I want every single student to know and be comfortable to come and ask for the help, because we definitely have the resources. And what we're right now doing, like, with the help of artificial intelligence, with the technologies, like absolutely like going on the new level, we can do that. So, and what we're also trying to match with the micro-internship, with the regular internship, with the mentorship program, to meet the student where they are. So they no longer they need to come and say like, look, I cannot do it because I have full-time job, or I'm having like family to take care of. Like, they come because they know that there is an opportunity available for them. The only one thing they need is just to desire to come and ask for the help, ask for the resources, and we will provide them with that.
So let's say you're sitting with a young man or young woman, and you can see they're hesitant. They want to ask you something, but you can see they don't have the courage to ask, or maybe they think the question is not worthwhile. What can you do to encourage them to speak up?
It's like, I usually never had that problem. But I definitely will ask them about their dreams, what they would like to do, what like in their ideal world, and just share like, look, I may not have like the best answer or what you're looking for, but I will do my best to help you out, or just to look at the situation like from a different angle, and maybe together you will meet me somewhere as well, and we will find the solution for that problem. I usually like to teach them that, don't look at the challenge as a challenge. Challenge is always an opportunity. And when you're looking at your challenge like as an opportunity, it's already don't have that pressure. And like with every challenge, opportunity, you grow. And if you will treat it like that, so first you will grow personally, then you will grow professionally, and success will come. It always like that.
Have you always been this encouraging?
Yes. Yes.
When did you realize that about yourself? How old were you when you said, gee, I have this special talent?
Very early, because I had like many of my teachers would tell me like, hey Juliet, that's not like that. You cannot see like the rainbows all around. And I was like, why not? And they give up.
How old were you then? More or less, that you can.
It's like probably like definitely like middle school.
What grade is that?
That's like 6, 7 grades.
It's wonderful. So you've been working at it for a few years and it comes natural to you.
It is very, yeah.
I do want to share, there was a young lady who was in 10th grade. Her name was Lauren Page. When she was in 2nd grade, she said, Mommy, Daddy, do you know there's some kids that can't read? So her parents said, what are you going to do about it? Well, in the subsequent 8 years, now she's in 10th grade, she redistributed 330,000 books to children's schools all across the country, because one person can make a difference. And I think you are. So Juliet, thank you so much, all right, for your help and for helping the students and helping the not just Miami-Dade County, but wherever they go, wherever your students go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
having
much.
me.
My pleasure.
For the
People can go to the website. We're going to put up one more time. They can go, they can ask their questions. And as we wrap up, how much does it cost the students to enter your program?
It's free.
Oh my goodness, and on top of everything, it is free. All right, there we go. You can visit mdc.edu, MDC Works / and that's it. All right. So again, Juliet Bedard, thank you very much for being here. And folks, thank you for joining us. And remember, take care of yourselves and your family. Have a good day. Bye.